Gibbs Gaming.
Hey YouTube, and welcome back. This is Chris at Gibbs Gaming, and in this video I just wanted to do a quick rundown of all the add-ons that I use on PC when playing ESO. Now I know for the videos that we have been doing for our Warden, we've been doing it on the PlayStation. I think I'm going to start switching over to PC for that, simply because I have the add-ons. I don't have to have my running the app. I don't have to have the computer pulled up to do anything. I can strictly just keep everything in game, and then that way I'm not having to look over here, look over there, or do any of this nonsense. And I think the videos will go a lot smoother if I'm doing it on PC. If you like it on PlayStation though, I'm all for it on the PlayStation. I'll continue those characters, or rather that character on the PlayStation. But for the time being, I think I'm going to switch over just so I can have these add-ons. Now, I do have quite a few add-ons. Let me give you a quick little show here. I do have, as you can tell, a ton of add-ons currently turned on for this one character. And I'll go through each one, and I'm going to tell you why I have them. I'm going to start with advanced filters. What advanced filters is going to do is when I pull up my inventory and I go into weapons, I now have the option of going, okay, I want to look at just healing stats. I want to look at just destro stats. I want to look at bows, all the weapons. Armor is the exact same way. I can look at heavy, medium, light, if it's clothing, a shield, if it's just a stupid, mask I can put on, whatever. Under jewelry, you can break it down between just, everything gets broken down. I can even just pull up crown items. As you can see, we have several scrolls that we can be popping on this guy here on the computer. So, it's just crazy the amount of options you get. When you could go look in your inventory and find specifically items that you've stolen, if you want to look at just soul gems, glyphs, stuff for your siege, bait, it's phenomenal the amount of stuff that you have. And as you can see, this character hasn't done the Somerset Isles map for the time rifts. It's something he's working on, so that I can catch up to the character that was on the PlayStation, and then that way I can record. I will say this guy is higher level than the other guy because I have a friend of mine boosting me, so I can get up there in levels. But other than that, I will still be doing the quests and whatnot, and I'm still following the same build, so you don't have to worry about that either. So the next add-on that we have is called Advanced UI. Now, as you can tell, I don't have a lot of stuff on this main screen here. I have the chat bar, which is covered up by my camera right now. I have right here in the top right hand, this is going to give me a breakdown of DPS heals, mitigation, and healing received. And then how long combat is. I have one right here as well. This is a different add-on. I'll get to it in just a minute. But it does damage per second, it does total damage outgoing, and combat duration. So it's specifically for my character. It has nothing to do with if I'm receiving any healing or any of that good jazz. There's another add-on you can get called Recount. It does similar stats. I don't use Recount because sometimes it just bugs out. But I have Azura, which is just the overall layout of where everything is at. In fact, Azura, as you can see when I'm highlighting this guard, it gives me that little health bar indicator. It's changed it from the classical. It also tells me that that is a, well, it says a mage or a sorcerer, but I don't think that is accurate. I think that's a dragonite, to be honest. That's the dragonite symbol. Dragonite, anyway. But it gives you a little, yeah, they're all running. Let's see if I can find a guy that's just standing still. There we go. Okay, so this guy is a sorcerer. So it tells me what everybody is, so I can see it in a quick overview. Also, the quest icon that I have over here is different than the original one, where it says like Stras Mackay right now, which is the island I'm on. The map is also covered under Azura, so I don't have to worry about other stuff. Combat metrics, fight data, that is this, wrong button. That is this one right here is the fight matrix. Then I have destinations. Now what that does, let me pull up my map. Let's get off this island because there's not much on this one. But what that does is filters. It gives me this right here where I can go, like I can look up other achievements if I really wanted to. Crime pays, give to the poor, and I can do that achievement. There's one over here, same thing. So there's tons of, like that will just put up all the achievements, but basically what it does is it gives me access to all of the destinations that you can possibly get to on this map. It gives me all the dolmens, all the world bosses. I can take all that stuff off. Points of interest, wage group members, unknown POIs. I can go down here and take off, well this is a different add-on, so we'll get to that in just a minute, but unknown sky shards, that's a different add-on, but unknown lore books, different add-on. But basically, the points of interest is the one that this one covers. So, anyway, that helps me with my achievement for discovering all of the main points. Unless you're making a master crafter, which I have on a different character for the PC, Dolgabon's lazy set crafter and lazy rick creator are great to have if you are a master craftsman, and the reason for that is so that you can just literally click the rick, go to a armor smithing, and it auto crafts everything for you, or the light armor, or whatever crafting you're doing, as long as you have those mats in your inventory. Harvin's add-on settings is just to keep all of my add-ons from being in the way. Harvest map, again, what that does, I don't think I can show you on this character because he hasn't really done anything yet. Yeah. Let me go. Oops, that's not what I want. Let me go outside of town real quick and see if I can find like a mining station, a mining node or lumber node or something. Just real quick. Of course, watch. I'm gonna look for one, and it's not gonna be there for me to hit. Oop, there's a plant right over here, so this will work. Okay, so I'm gonna grab this cornflower. Now that pops up right there, but let me move out of the way. I pull up my map, and now it shows up on my map too. So all of my characters will now see this one node. So that way, if I'm running back over here at some point, I'm like, oh, you know what? Let me go grab this node. Bam, done. I can collect it again. And that works everywhere you go 100% of the time. And as you can see, I have it for all the zones. I have it for non-faction zones, so like your Cold Harbor and areas similar to that. Inventory grid view, again, that affects my my bags, my inventory slots, banks, things like that. It gives me it in this layout, in this grid. Otherwise, everything is listed top to bottom, and I don't like that at all. So, oh, that's cool. That's why I pick up that add-on, because I like being able to go through it myself instead of having to go scroll down a list, or it's just a hassle. Lib add-on menu, all of that stuff there is one add-on. What it does is it lets me keep everything in sync and up to date as much as possible. I missed one. Itemization browser. I forget. Let me go to my add-ons. Is it on here? Let me look at controls and key bindings real quick. Add-on key bindings. Here we go. Itemization browser. We're gonna put it as the tilde key. So when I hit the tilde key now, it pulls this up. And what this does is if you're looking for a set of armor, be it crafted in dungeons, overland for like world bosses, if it's a PvP armor, if it's in trials, if it's bind on equip, bind on pickup, whatever. So For example, we are going to be looking for necropens for this character at some point. So I can go in here. I don't know necropens is a light armor. And it is apparently not an overland. So let me do bind on equip. It's all crafted gear, heavy gear, jewelry, light. Here we go. Necropens. Right here. Bam. Tells me it's in Rivenspire, which means it only drops in Rivenspire. Or you can buy it from the auction house since it's bind on equip. And it gives you the breakdown of what it is at level 50 with a CP of 160 or higher. So take that into consideration. But it also gives me, like, I mean, I'm getting to see that's in the Battlegrounds, that's in Somerset and Artaeum with the Wisdoms of Venice. It's the Sigic Order armor. There's one place you can farm it, otherwise you have to do the quest for the Sigic Order to get it. But as you can see, it gives me all the breakdowns for it. Does medium, heavy, crafted. Here's the mixed sets that you can get for all 3 sets. Bahara's Curse, just as a point of reference, amazing if you're leveling. So I would suggest that for anybody that's getting ready to level up, especially if you're a ranged character. What it does, once you get all 5 pieces, you deal damage, you get lifesteal, basically. But anyway, so that's that add-on. Lore books, as I said, this affects my mini-map and my world map. As you can see, I see one book here. This is what helps you level your mage guild fast. So let me go back down here to where I had the lore books. Heat map, I don't know what that is. Yeah, I don't know what that does. But as you can see, I see lore books all over the place. And what that does, and sky shards. But what that does is, every time I collect a book, like that's Glenumbra lore, that's Glenumbra, the true heirs of the Empire. These are the same 3 books, but if I collect one, all 3 will go away. And I think there's actually a 4th one for that one. Yeah, true heirs of the Empire. So those 4 would disappear if I collect one of them. And this is going to make it so much easier when I'm trying to level up my mage guild. I can just blitz through, collect the ones that are easiest on a path, and just keep going instead of having to look up on my phone like I was on the PlayStation and go, where was that? Oh, it's in that general area, and then go run around for 5 minutes looking for it. So on PC, just having that add-on is amazing. Next is Mundus map. I'll talk about Potions Maker, but I'm not going to go run back over to the Alchemy Station. The Mundus map. So if you're looking for a very specific Mundus stone, for example, we need the Thief, which is Warrior Thief right here. So I can find out that I need to come to the Al-Khair Desert. I thought that's where it was. That should be out here in the Al-Khair Desert. Why is it not pulling up? Odd. Odd. There's all the points of interest. Anyway, I don't know why it's not pulling up, but we can tell that it is, in fact, here in the Al-Khair Desert. Because these 2 are pulling up. Mundus Steed, and that is the Apprentice, which is spell penetration. But we want Thief, because that gives us critical chance, which is what our build wants. Which is weird that it's not showing any of the Mundus stones here. Anyway, not going to waste any more time on that. But that's what it does, is it gives me options to see all of the Mundus stones everywhere in the world. Okay? Next add-on. Sky Shards. Again, you saw it on the mini-map. What it does is it gives me all of the Sky Shards that I haven't collected. You can turn on the option to see collected Sky Shards, but I don't want to see the ones I've already collected. I want to see the ones I'm missing. It also lets me see the ones that are specifically in delves so that I can go get those. Surrender, as you can see down here in the bottom left, I have increases experience and an increase all primary stats food buff and scroll buff. That's what Surrender does. So, for example, if I cast, why am I not wearing? Oop, here we go. So if I cast that up here in the top right, it now says Blockade of Fire. That is Surrender. It keeps track of all of my buffs. I need to move it around, but I haven't done that. Slightly improved experience bar. That lets me know when I do get a kill how much more experience I need. Undiscovered, again, that's for all the different points of interests, bonus quests, things like that. Votan's add-on list and Votan's minimap. I was using those for a while. The same thing with minimap by Franklin. But because I got Azura, don't need it because it comes with a minimap. Again, recount. I've got 2 other damaging stuff on here. I don't really need a third one. And then spent skill points, which is the last one I'm going to talk about in this video. What that does, if I get to the right page, here we go. Spent skill points. It will tell me right here that I have a total of 14 skill points that I have not touched yet. It will also tell me that I've used one of 429 sky shards are left out there for me to collect. It will tell me how many total skill points I've spent in each tree, so that I can keep track actively of what I'm using and what I'm not using. So there you go. That is spent skill points. So far, I've not found anything that really helps with my champion points. There was an add-on back in the day that did kind of, sort of, but it didn't account for my playstyle. It was specifically, here's where your skills are, here's where your armor's at, here's what you should be running. So I don't really trust it all that much, because I never really did see. Oops, see, and now there's a nightshade here where this node was, by the way. So anyway, those are the add-ons that I find the most useful, most helpful, and most important for the game of Elder Scrolls Online. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video now. And like I said, I'm thinking about switching from. Be quiet, Sendar's not going to help you. I am going to switch from PlayStation to PC as soon as I catch this guy up on the quests that we've already completed on the PlayStation. But again, this guy is higher level. He's already done dungeons. I'm wearing dungeon gear. I am fighting with Bethesda and ZOS right now because I've tried to get ESO Plus back on my computer, but something went wonky, and somehow or another, I don't have access to ESO Plus on the PC. My account on the PlayStation does and works just fine, coming off the same debit card, but for some reason, they didn't like the fact that I was trying to re-get it on the PC. So hopefully in the next week or so we have that figured out, but I don't know. Anyway, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I thank you for watching. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. Be blessed, and as always, as one, we will rise stronger and wiser. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Oh, and keep in mind, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you hit the subscribe button. I have one in the bottom right corner, and at the end of this video, I'll have one right here in the middle for you to click. And on the left-hand side will be a link to what YouTube suggests for you, because they are in fact Sidekick. And on the right-hand side is a playlist of all different sorts of things for you guys to watch. So I'll catch you in the next one. Have a good one. Peace.